Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing your daily Walking Dead video for today. In this one, I'm going to first give our thoughts on ranking community power, so which communities are the strongest out of all the groups we have in the Walking Dead TV series right now, and also giving our thoughts on the ratings for the mid-season premiere. Spoiler warning as usual if you're not caught up for the Walking Dead TV series. And I'll have the review for the comic series. Issue 164 hits today, so either later today or maybe tomorrow at the latest for you guys. So I wanted to do one for this one leading into episode 10, New Best Friends, because now we do have 6 full different communities in the Walking Dead TV series. It's gotten a little crazy, even more than we had at this time in the Walking Dead comic book series with +2. So to start off, of course, we have the Alexandrians, we have the Saviors, we have the Kingdom, we have the Hilltop, we have the Junkyard Group, and we have the Oceanside, with the Junkyard Group being the newest one. And so far as we know, I think that's all of them. I'm pretty sure I'm not missing any here. But who knows? I mean, there could even be more groups added on later on. We'll see. But for now, that's all we know. The Whispers are probably out there somewhere. We'll eventually see them. But for now, let's just focus on these 6 because these are the only ones we've seen in the TV series up to current date. So this one was recommended by Christian, who said, "Hey Trev, could you do a video about top communities?" So I assume what he means by that is in terms of like community power. So which groups are the strongest to weakest right now? So 1 through 6, if we're going to rank them, who would we say is the strongest group? So right away, number 1 obviously has to be the Saviors. The Saviors are by far the strongest, with Negan as their leader and the amount of manpower they have, the amount of territory. They also have communications systems they've got worked out and designed, even some to deal with, zombie herds. These Saviors are more sophisticated than we had initially thought, and they're also way stronger than even they were in the Walking Dead comic book series version. So number 1 has to be the Saviors, I think. Number 2, even though it's kind of debatable, number 2 and number 3 are it's pretty hard to say which one's stronger. Number 2, I'm going to put the Kingdom, and then number 3 would be the Junkyard Group. That said, we haven't seen everything the Junkyard Group has yet. We're still yet to see some of what they have left. This episode coming up, episode 10, we should get to see more from them, so we'll have a better idea of what else they have that we haven't seen yet. But I'm still going to put the Kingdom at number 2 right now, the runner-up to the Saviors, because you've got Ezekiel, who is a good, strong leader, even though he decided not to go in right now against the Saviors. I think that's a smart move, actually, from his perspective, and also what we know of the Saviors, it seems to be a smart move. He's got kind of the culture there at the Kingdom, which is great. You've got Shiva, the tiger, and everything, and just their whole kind of group that they have, and the way that Ezekiel leads, I think, through charisma instead of through tyranny, like for example Negan. His people must be very loyal to him, must care about him, and he's got a damn strong group. The Kingdom is very strong. They've got a pretty good perimeter there. They can see when people are coming up on them. And, also they have a good number of fighters. They have people training. They have body armor. They have a lot of firepower. They have a lot of guns, so far as we know. They have a ton of food, so they're well stocked up. They're a very, very strong group. So right now I'm going to leave them at number 2. Number 3 is going to be the Junkyard Group for sure. Even though we've just briefly got to see them, we can see right away that they have a lot of numbers. They may have more than the Kingdom. It's hard to say, and a lot of them look like they're some pretty nasty customers. Some people that are not too afraid to come after you, and they kind of look like zombies themselves in some ways, especially the ones in the background as they kind of walk up, like just a dead look in their eye, just coming towards you. But we have seen that they do have quite a bit of firepower. At least a good number of them have firearms. They may not have as much in the way of firearms as something like the Kingdom, but they have a lot of handheld or hand-to-hand combat type weapons, junk items and pipes and just all kinds of different hand makeshift weapons that looks like they've kind of put together, and they have a lot in terms of numbers. Also, they don't seem to be that stupid. They seem to be pretty smart. They seem to be pretty good at countering. So when they find out who Rick and the others are, they're able to kind of track them down, find out where they were, and they're able to, so far as we know, take Gabriel, which may or may not be the case. But then Rick and the others get lured in, and they kind of trap them. So they capture them. So they're definitely a strong group, and they do have, a lot to offer. So we'll see if Rick can talk them into joining and maybe use them against the Saviors, because they seem to be pretty tough. And I put them at number 3. Number 4 is going to be the Oceanside. Yes, I'm going to put it as higher than the others right now, mainly because of the amount of weapons they have, of weaponry. Of course, Alexandria before this first half would have been much stronger, I think, than the Oceanside. Maybe stronger than the Kingdom of the Junkyard if you had Glenn, you had all the weapons in Abraham, and everything they had at the beginning of the season. But of course, they've been beaten down quite a bit. So I think I'd have to place the Oceanside as a bit stronger than Alexandria right now because of the amount of weapons they have. And even though they're all girls, that doesn't mean that they can't be badass and they can't be pretty tough fighters. And the amount of just ammunitions and everything they have, and they have a perimeter too, and they're pretty smart as well too. Right now with the Alexandrians' lack of weaponry, I have to put Rick and the others at number 5. I still would say they're probably stronger than the Hilltop, though, which would be number 6, because the Hilltop, you have Gregory, cowardly leader. They don't seem to have a lot in the way of weapons themselves. They got a bit, but, I do think the Hilltop is probably the weakest right now out of everybody. But we'll see. They should have something to offer. We did get to see with Enid that there was a good number of them that were at least talking about the possibility of them fighting back against Negan and the Saviors. So they're not total slouches either. But right now, I would say out of everybody, they have the least to offer in terms of... Because also, if a war breaks out or something happens, you could also have a civil war inside the Hilltop, so to speak, or at least ousting Gregory, because Gregory's in it for himself, and then you have everybody else who seems to kind of be in conflict with him. So, yeah, they've got some issues to kind of sort out that definitely right now would put them in a bit of a vulnerable spot, because Gregory could sell out the whole community for his own skin, right? Then we've got a good one from Andy G, who said, the ratings are in. The mid-season premiere received 12 million views. What do you think, Trev? So this is really good news for the show. Of course, it was down quite a bit, below 11. Season started at 17 million, and then it went just dropped episode by episode by episode. This is the first time we've seen it gone back up. So this is very good. You can check out the ratings on the wiki, and I'm happy with that. That's kind of what I predicted. I said somewhere around 12, 13, 14, something like that. It is a premiere episode, so it might slip a little bit, but I feel like it had a good ending to the episode that would intrigue people, make people get engaged and want to find out what this Junkyard Group is all about, and Rick and the others kind of being trapped by them. It's exciting enough to get people, kind of like a cliffhanger for an episode, to come back and find out what's going on next. So for that, I think it was a good premiere episode, as well as a lot of the other stuff too. You had the zombie herd that was very impressive with the the cutter line and everything that Michonne and Rick had going there between the cars. So it was a pretty good premiere. It was a pretty good premiere. It's probably not the best mid-season premiere we've ever had, but it was certainly not one of the worst. I think it was a really well-rounded episode, very solid, and I'm really happy to hear that it got 12 million. It's going back up in the right direction, and of course, because we want the series to continue strong and to do well, and that's what they're going to be looking at for sure as the number one thing. So let's hope that it stays around there and doesn't go down too much this half. I want to see The Walking Dead continue for many years because it's my favorite show on TV. And if it was to end, I just don't know what show would fill in for it, since Game of Thrones is ending in 2 years and it's more of an event type show. I just have no idea. There's really nothing else on TV I enjoy as much as Walking Dead, not even close. And I know a lot of you guys are the same way. So you guys can write your comments below on those two and what you think about group power, who are the strongest groups, and also the views going in the right direction. It's great. Kevin from the Netherlands says, "Hey Trev, question: how will Rick convince the Junkyard people to join the battle? Will he offer them showers or a better place to live? Kind regards, Kevin from the Netherlands." That's nice. Yeah, you can offer them a nice warm shower, right? They could use it. That's for sure. Some of them could use it, or maybe some hair dye. That could work for their leader, who has like 2 colors in her hair and it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't fit right, or sit right. A haircut or something. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he has to do a prediction, non-spoiler. He might have to earn their respect. So I'm thinking that super zombie they've put together, I'm thinking he's going to be tested with the super zombie. He's going to find a way to kill the super zombie, maybe up under the chin or something, with one of the pipes or something around. We'll see in the junkyard. But I think Rick will do it, and he'll earn their respect, and maybe he'll show them that sooner or later the saviors are going to find you guys. If you want to stay here and live here, you're going to need to take them out, because if they find you first, it's going to be bad for you. They're going to get you to kneel, they're going to kill some of you, and by yourselves, even though you're really strong, you don't have enough to deal with them, so you're better off joining us and helping us, and we'll see how that goes. It should be fun at least, but I think he's going to have to sway them a bit, using some of his strength to show them what he can do and gain their respect. That's what I'm thinking anyway. We'll see how it goes. A Plethora says, they reveal that the highway used in this episode was the exact same one they used for the herd in the Season 2 premiere. And I thought that was really cool. A lot of people messaged me that. Haven't commented on it as of yet. But once I heard that, yeah, that's really cool that it's the same highway as Season 2, because it certainly does not look like it. That's the thing that's really that they did a good job on. It doesn't look like it at all. I mean, unless you were told that, you might have suspicions, but I mean, it's in terms of the scene and everything in the episode, it looks completely different to me anyway. I mean, until I heard that, I would have had no idea. I was like, well, it kind of reminds me of Season 2 when we saw the Roadblock promo, but I wouldn't have thought it was the same spot, especially because the group travels, and by the way, when we say same spot, we mean they filmed it in the same location. It wasn't the same location in the Walking Dead universe in the show. They've traveled quite a bit, and it's pretty far away from where they were before. So just to make that clear, but it's cool, it's cool. So Sophia on the glass or something, that would have been a cool Easter egg or something, but they wouldn't want to make it too obvious, because otherwise people would be like, it's the same spot, and then it doesn't look right. Raphael Tremblay says, hey Trev, do you think that Heath is at the junkyard? So no, I don't think he is, and people have been telling me about 24 Legacy, which is featuring Corey Hawkins, saying that he's fantastic in it. He's got some other stuff he's working on too, so far as I know. So no, I don't think Heath would be there. I don't think he would be at the junkyard. I do think the Whisperer's Easter egg is correct. I think it is. I think it's right. So yeah, cool stuff. Q on the Walker says, hey Trevor, got an awesome question for a Q&A. That Walker herd that was on the highway, is it possible that it could be the other half of the No Way Out herd that Abraham, Daryl, and Sasha drove away? So Q on the Walker. So I don't think it's the same one as the No Way Out herd. That would be cool, but I think directionally it's probably the wrong way. I mean, it's possible it could be a small offshoot from it, but what I do think it is the same as, it's probably the same herd that we saw earlier on in Season 7's first half, where Carl and Jesus were hiding in the back of the truck and they saw a herd go by. It's probably that same one, because they move pretty slow. They don't move that fast. Except in the TV show when they're taking the explosives away, they kind of move pretty quick. So, but it was exciting, so we'll forgive them for it. Yeah, and the last one for today will be from Adilson Cabral, who says, Q&A, where do you think Rosita learned her explosive disarming skills? So yeah, I definitely would say that it's got to be from Abraham or Eugene, one of the two, or both of them together. I don't know. Eugene is really smart at that kind of stuff, so you think like, oh man, when I was watching, I was like, oh, where's Eugene when you need him? He's taken, and this is like one of the only times he could be of great use to everybody. But Rosita had it down. It was really cool. Pretty badass sequence for her. And, it could be from Abraham, too, because, of course, he was a sergeant in the Army and that kind of stuff. So he's going to be good at all that, too. Her traveling around with the both of them for a long time, I mean, it makes perfect sense that she would pick that up from either one. Could be Eugene, could be Abraham. There's really no way to know unless the cast tells us. So we'll see. But anyway, that'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. Let me know what you think about those two, specifically the beginning ones, questions we had about viewership in the right direction, which is great, and also, of course, with the power of the communities. And write your comments below, guys. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can also share and favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left to subscribe. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, or maybe later today for the comic series review. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace. Later, guys. I'll see you soon.